Morning, good afternoon, good evening, good day. It's your boy Bax over here with another episode. It's kind of ironic how when I first started this podcast, I wanted to record basically every day. There was things to talk about, things to say, so on and so forth. And now I find it very difficult to record an episode a month. But by God's grace and Holy Spirit's help, we'll try as much as possible to record as often so you guys can hear my voice as much as you want. All right. So today we're going to talk about two things. One was based off a question somebody asked me. And the second is what I'm going to talk about now. All right. So I know I usually come with this podcast and bash people for bad behavior and this and this thing, but I felt like let's balance out the skills. All right. I used to come out and say human beings don't think, kiniko, and that. I know you guys used to laugh at that, but sometimes it's very nice to also appreciate when human beings act rightly and this thing. I'm not always going to mention the person's name, but I'll applaud him. Now, okay, this guy is a person that I don't usually interact with. In fact, I can say up until this point, apart from like general congregations, I don't speak to him. I've never heard him speak or something like that. All right. And up on this point, I really don't have a notion about him. Now, here's something about me. Regardless of who you are, except you do something abjectly stupid, I don't really have a notion about you till I meet you. When I say abjectly stupid, for example, let's say in a group of people, you were saying something very, very wrong, all right, and I was passing and I heard you. Do you understand? Or you were doing something wrong. Do you hear what I'm saying? That is when I have a notion of you generally. But even if somebody tells me, oh, this guy is this, or this guy is this guy is this, I wouldn't really have any notion about you because I feel like that's just this person's opinion of you. Do you understand what I'm saying? So I wouldn't really say, oh, wow, person A told me this about this person. So wow, this is how this person is. No, I don't do that because people can have different opinions about other people. Do you understand what I'm saying? But my opinion about you is based on either what I've seen of you. Yeah, basically what I've seen of you or what I've experienced of you, one or the other. But this guy, I didn't have a notion about him because people don't speak to him about me. And to be honest, I don't really used to ask because, to be honest, I don't, whatever. And I think yesterday's chapel, I was not dressing up very. I was wearing my tie, all right, and I was fixated on making sure that my tie was good. So thing about me is when I'm outside for the most part, you guys will see me with my purple buds, all right. A lot of you be asking me, Max, why did you pick purple? Sincerely, I didn't even know it was purple. If you look at the case, most of the case is white. So when I saw the case, I just assumed that, oh, the buds are going to be white. When I opened it, I saw purple. And to be honest, purple isn't actually bad. So I said, oh, cool. And besides, I ordered it online. So there was no way I was going to do the whole process of returning it and everything. So I just said, okay, that's actually cool. Let's just leave it. Because there's really no need for me to actually stress myself and be doing this. Like, purple is actually not a bad color. Yeah, back to the main story. And the buds were still in my ear. And everybody knows the rule of chapel. No devices inside, no buds in chapel. Do you understand? And this guy just came to us and said, good morning. He didn't call me Sal, please. He said, good morning, bro. It seems like you forgot your buds in your ear. And I was like, oh, thank you. Do you understand? That little act changed, or let me say, gave me a notion about him that will stick with me forever. Because I come here, I say before, I used to come here and bash because I can tell you a lot would do very stupid things. And do you know why that is so significant? A lot of you look at me and be like, Max, that's so insignificant. I'm like, do you know why that's so significant for me? Because I've seen the alternative. And I've seen the alternative way more than what he did. When somebody just come out to you and say, okay, give me those buds. Give me those buds now. Or somebody just say, are you not in chapel? Can you not take out those buds? You did it so harshly. And let me tell you something. This guy is not, I'm sorry to say this, he's not an usher. So he's not, I don't want to say he's not low in authority in the chapel, but you get what I'm saying. He's a high echelon person in chapel. All right. And he still did that so politely. And I think we can all learn from this. The reason I'm saying this is because the reason why I question so many people's Christianity, and people will be like, it's not yours to question. But when I say question, it says, I'm not coming to you and be like, you're not a Christian. That's not what I'm saying. When I question your Christianity, I don't believe in your Christianity. is because you don't act what you preach. You don't act love. You don't act consistent. Well, sorry, not consistency. You don't act love. You don't act care. You don't act like you're a person of faith. All right. Because it's so interesting. Do you know how many people have come to me? They are Christians. I'm telling you, this kabash more than me inside chapel. All right. But when issues arise, the first thing they want to do is find physical means to solve it. When, to be honest, even the Bible says, seek ye first kingdom of God and all things we added unto you. Yes, it can also mean kingdom of excellent prayers, but so kingdom of God is also God's kingdom. Seek God first at most times. And you will not see God first. God will be the last thing. And you call yourself a Christian. Christian is living like Christ. Christ was compassionate. Christ was loving. And I can swear to God, I felt the care from these guys' mouths. That sounds so gay, but just listen to me. It was so interesting because I've seen ushers, I've seen other officials, I've seen plenty people in chapel misread that situation and do something very bad. Oh, so you don't know we're in chapel. Can you remove your earbuds? Like, there's a way you even use please in a sentence that still sounds offensive. Can you please remove your earbuds? That is not even caring at all. That please you use is very offensive. You get what I'm saying? And I know a lot of people can relate to this. And I just want to give a shout out to everybody that takes their time to be polite in chapel. The reason why I don't give ushers so much stick is because I know how difficult see people, I'm not going to say guys because I've seen girls to see people can be. So their work is never an easy job. All right. But at the same time, some ushers are just rude and it doesn't make any sense. You're serving God. Why taint your work? Because for me, if you're an usher and you're rude, it kind of defeats the whole point because you're not more serving God. You're just doing it for yourself. We only are supposed to serve God. You serve God with joy and gladness in your heart. How are you glad and joyful and you're rude? Do you understand what I'm saying? Like sometimes, I mean, it's interesting to see how some people, I'm not indicting anybody, but I'll just say this. Somebody's an ESCO in a service unit, all right? But in your department, all they have to say about you is bad things. When I say bad things, I don't mean like, oh, this person does gives and everything. I'm never going to the extreme of saying, oh, this person does gives, this person steals. I'm going to say when this person has a bad character, this person has a sharp mouth, this person is not kind, this person is very rude. Basic things. And it's interesting. This person is going to service unit. And I'm going to say this here just for, I don't know whether I should say this, but I'll say this because it's my podcast and I feel like people here are knowledgeable. Somebody said something to me. It says, to be honest, if you want to be an ESCO or head of a service unit, it doesn't take much more than activity because a lot of the time, people judge based on what they see. I was immediately I was like, is it lie? Clinical. But over the years, I'm trying to see that person isn't actually lying because I'm taking my time to actually look at the people who I call leaders, quote unquote, and I'm seeing their character and I'm seeing what it's supposed to be. And I'm like, it's not the same because there are very few leaders that I can see that, wow, this guy actually exhibits true love because God is love. And you want to be like God, so you have to be like love. Yes, there's tough love and there's, embracing love and everything, but people don't even know the difference. You think tough love is insulting people. That's not, God, he never insulted anybody, but he was harsh to people. He was harsh to his own people he loved, the Israelites. He did not insult them. But human beings saying, oh, you don't have sense, that's tough love. Let's not get into that. But you get the gist of what I'm trying to say. It's very interesting to see Christians who call themselves Christians and cannot actually exhibit love. I feel like a lot of people need to sit down and actually read about love, understand what it is. It's not years. It is not infatuation. All right. Somebody said that, oh, I love my sister and brethren. Automatically, you're thinking, I'm trying to get babe. True love. Like, it's interesting. You claim to love somebody, but you cannot even check up on the person. It's interesting. Like, that was just like crazy for me, if I'm being very honest. But let's get back to the main story. So this guy obviously just told me this, and Mickey, so it changed my whole perception of him. And people always feel like, oh, if you do things bad to people, it sticks. If you do good things to people, it sticks. Because now, my perception of him is that he's a very good person. No matter what anybody tells me, you can tell me that, oh, this guy says me out of chapel. That won't concern you. Because in my mind, I will not tell you deserved it. In my mind, if somebody told me now that guy sent you out of chapel, in my mind, you deserve this. That's what it would be because of that kind of notion. Someone would be like, so you built the whole notion of this? Yes, because me, I experienced him. Do you understand what I'm saying? And that's why I'm trying to tell everybody, it doesn't take you 2 minutes. It doesn't even take you 30 minutes to do good by people and just see how it benefits you. Like me now, if they ask me to stand in the gap for that guy, I will. And it seems so crazy. But do you know why? Because I'm the kind of person that appreciates good people so much because they are scarce. Because people call themselves good but aren't good. You're just nice to your friends. That doesn't make you a good person. And it's very interesting for me to say that because you are nice to your friends doesn't make you a good person. A friend of mine, or let me not say a friend of mine, one of my guys told me something. I said, this babe is always looking as if she's frowning at us here. She said, she's not like that. Just that she's tired of guys approaching her. My boss. And yeah, you see, you never jam. Like some people, when you compare your worry, your problems to even if you talk about like guys, I guarantee I can name 5 girls on my DM now that are very close to me. That if they open their DMs for you, you will run away. I know a girl currently, right, that her Instagram DM has nothing less than, and I'm not exaggerating, 47 boys or men /boys/men. And all those people have DM'd her in the last like 3 months because she used to delete her requests everything. Just a random girl. But you are complaining, I'm tired of boys meeting some people. So that is the reason why you make your face so unapproachable. That's her reason. And obviously that's from my friends. So that's like, and this is not to give any girl anxiety. To be honest, to each their own. Just because people are not DMing me doesn't necessarily mean you're not fine. I also have people that are very fine on my DM that, but DM's them. So it doesn't really make, let me not say DM, contact list. Don't know what the DM's them. So it doesn't really make a difference. Do you get what I'm saying? My point here is smile, or let me not say smile, do good by people. You don't have to be mean. You don't have to be rude. You don't even have to be, like, people meet me and have a different story. Like, even when I'm shading you, at least I'm very nice with it. People are talking about, but oh, Mark, you shade people too much. I don't understand. If my name is David, what do you expect? David in the Bible shaded his own wife. Baba was dancing in front of, and I learned this one in chapel. It just clicked to me. I learned this one in chapel. I've known this story for a very long time, but I actually read it in the Bible. So it clicked to me. David was dancing and praising God, and his wife was making fun of. Do you know what David said? God chose me above your father and everybody in your household. I bet he's not no shade to his own wife. And then God now compounded it and punished the woman. So even after David shaded the babe, God also punished her. And everybody as if shading is a bad thing. Let's not even go into that. But you get the gist of what I'm trying to say. Do you get? Like, be a good person. It doesn't take you 2 minutes. I will forever preach this. Be a good person. The thing is, being a good person isn't necessarily about being like, being a good person is about the big things. It's not until I run to go and fetch water for somebody and you. It's the little things. Hey, how you doing? Are you good? Oh, that's right. How was your day? Oh, how far? How you did? Little things. I will make somebody a good person. Consistent little things, not intermittent big things. It's not I did something nice to somebody this week till next week. It is the how you doing once every day of the week to somebody, a random person. When somebody sees you on the road, all right, and the person barely knows you, but you know you guys have locked eyes once. Hey, how you doing? It doesn't take me 30 minutes to do that. Like sincerely, it's baffling for me how so many people can't even do something. I could go on a major episode just about being good to people. I think you guys have heard me about this before because it's very interesting. But let's leave it because it's so baffling how people struggle. When I say struggle, you're only good to your friends, and even some of you are never good to your friends. You're very wicked, very, very wicked people. But you're only good to your friends, and you want to come out and tell me that you're a good person. You're not a good person. You're just good to your friends. As simple as that. Most people that meet me, good or bad, always have, they always have two things about me. Either I'm too proud, when I'm not, I'm just very, very confident, and I give it off as proud. But I try to work on that to obviously doubt that to people. And people will say, this guy is really nice. Before you meet me, you see me as someone that's very mean. Because I look like I'm very mean, apparently. But when you meet me, very mean, very nice, very compassionate, very calm. and I'm always available for my friends. I keep saying this thing, I'm one of the most available persons in CU upon all my workload, because there's no absolute way that you will text me and within 2 hours you will not get a reply. It's a lie. It's not possible. Even if I don't know you. People have been on my DM request, can never be on my DM request for more than 2 hours. It has never happened. And when I say 2 hours, I'm giving it worst case scenario. Best case scenario, within 2 minutes you get a reply. When I say 2 minutes, I mean 2 minutes. And if you're my friend, within 30 seconds you get a reply, because half the time I'm online. And people are like, yeah, the date you have on. I agree. But at the same time, it's not necessarily like I'm always playing on my tab. Sometimes I actually, and a good number of times, I actually have work to do. Do you understand what I'm saying? So yeah, that's about that. Let's move on to the second one. The second one is a friend that asked me this question. She was like, "Oh, Max, your life seems so calm." Because when people check up on me and they say, "Well, how are you doing?" My life is usually without drama. Let's say usually. I mean usually. Let me give you an example. Or let me give you facts. That's the last time I had drama. I'm not even talking about major drama, but it was major drama. Drama in my life. When I see drama, like, gist in my life was 200 level alpha. To put that in perspective, I'm a 500 level omega. That's over 3 years ago. That was the last time I had drama in my life. And obviously, that has mostly been attributed to the grace of God. Like 90% grace of God. All right. It's just grace of God. But you know that 10% I'm talking about is something that people struggle with so much, but yet it's so simple. And it baffles me because a lot of people struggle with simple things. These hard things that you now find easy. Mind your business is free. You know that minding your business is very free. And it's so easy to do that actually not minding your business. Do you know? Like, do you know that people can be talking about me in a place and I will not still listen because it's not my business. You're talking about me, but you don't say it to me. It's not my business. It's free. Mind your goddamn business. Sorry for the language. Because I don't understand why somebody... I'm not going to give scenarios here because I give scenarios. A lot of people will say I'm trying to cast people. But it's so simple. All right. You're in a place. Somebody said something. Did they say to you? No. Did you like what they were saying? Yes. Did they call you to come? Sure. No. Can you mind your business? Yes. It's not hard. Like, because you find out that a lot of issues that people talk to me about, that it started with you not minding your business. Somebody was saying something, or somebody was doing something, and you just decided that I want to take up this thing on myself, and then you go there and wahala meets you there, and then you just find out that how did I enter this? It just starts with you don't mind your business. Because yes, trouble comes to find people, but for a good number of the time, it's you that goes to go and find trouble. And finding trouble is not you going to the person to come and slap the person. No. Somebody is not even looking for an argument. Somebody is not doing anything. You just go there and say something very foolish, something very stupid, when you could have just been doing something beneficial to your life. But no, you decided that, you know what, I feel like life is too boring. Let me go and start something. Like, why? Or you just start accusing people of foolish things. Why? Mind your business. It's not hard. And I'm sorry, I can't go into depth because if I do that, people will come and say, I am targeting somebody. I'm not targeting anybody. And I know who you are thinking about that I'm targeting. It's not her. Jesus' name we have that. So I think that's all I have for you guys today. Hope you guys have an awesome day, awesome time. And I'll see you on the next episode. Again, I would implore you guys to engage. There's always a poll under this episode. You will literally scroll down and give your thoughts. And it's not that I drop Google form and I start asking, listen to the podcast. You can listen to the podcast for free. Literally just listen to the podcast and scroll. Put comments. Oh, Max, I love this podcast, but I think that what you said here was incorrect. I'll listen to it. I'll read it. Oh, Max, I love this podcast. This is my best part. I think you should continue like this. I'll listen to it. So please, I am very interested in your feedback. Your feedback helps me grow. And don't worry, I promise you before the end of the year, guest upon guest upon guest. I'm just working on the setup and everything. So yeah, and I'll see you guys later. Bye.